As workers put the finishing touches on the site of the G20 meeting in Pittsburgh, constructing a stronger global system of financial regulation is still a work in progress. The summit host, U.S. President Barack Obama, says more needs to be done to prevent another worldwide financial breakdown.
We know that abuses in financial markets anywhere can have an impact everywhere. And just as gaps in domestic regulation lead to a race to the bottom, so do gaps in regulation around the world.
Despite Obama's rhetoric, the U.S. and Britain actually want less robust rules than France and Germany. Those countries want a formal agreement to slash bankers' bonuses. Excessive compensation, they say, encouraged reckless risk-taking. The global banking industry is lobbying furiously against bonus caps. French President Nicolas Sarkozy says he'll walk out if the leaders fail to agree on a bonus crackdown. Another fight may be brewing over trade. Obama's decision to impose tariffs on Chinese tires pleased his trade union constituents, but infuriated the Chinese, who retaliated by penalizing American chicken and car parts.
The good news is that there haven't been huge protectionist moves as we saw during the 1930s. The bad news is that virtually every country has, in one way or another, violated the spirit of free trade and imposed some sorts of protectionist measures, including most lately the United States.
At their London meeting, the G20 agreed to use government funds to stimulate economic growth. Now, with France, Germany, and Japan out of the recession and signs of recovery appearing globally, the G20 have to work out an orderly exit strategy for withdrawing government financial support. The G20 has already approved more funding for the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank to help poorer countries get through the recession. Emerging countries are demanding a larger role and more voting representation at the IMF, which has traditionally been dominated by European countries. But some economists say the G20 is neglecting more fundamental issues.
We have a global economy characterized by enormous imbalances, with the U.S. and Britain and a few other mainly Anglo countries running chronic trade and current account deficits, and Asia and Germany and the Middle East running chronic current account surpluses. And that system is not stable. That was a big reason behind the economic crisis of the past year. It's still there. It has not been addressed.
Meanwhile, Pittsburgh is gearing up for widespread disruptions, with large sections cordoned off for security and extra police being called in as thousands of anti-capitalist and environmental protesters converge on the city. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera.